Oh, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. It's day number 1029 of the bear market, and what a time to be alive here. You can see the Jasmy price set is doing really well, right? We want to get in the price set and take a look at what exactly is happening right here. What are we supposed to expect in the immediate short term as well as the longer time from perspective. But before I do that, I just want to remind you that we are going to be doing a giveaway on the 1st of January 2024. So we are going to be giving away 100,000 Jasmy tokens to 3 lucky winners. Each winner is going to be walking away with something like 33,000 Jasmy tokens, and that could actually turn out to be a lot of money, right? Even in the worst case scenario that we were looking here on the Jasmy price set, where Jasmy would go and put something like 26 cents, that could actually turn out to be something like $8,500 in the future. So if you don't want to miss on that potential opportunity, all you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you've commented at least once in any of my videos right here. We are collecting those names, obviously putting them in a spreadsheet, and then we're going to be running that live draw on the 1st of January 2024 in a live stream. So everybody will be watching who is going to be walking away with those Jasmy tokens, right? And yesterday, when we took a look at the Jasmy price set, I was saying that there is, a possibility that we could be doing something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to avoid something like this, we needed to break and close at least a 4-hourly candle above something like $0.006 per Jasmy, right? And then that's exactly what happened. The price set managed to break above that level here, and we are looking set to go even further with something like a 25% to the upside right here. Obviously, that move has got very big implications on the whole price set right here, right? But if you take a step back here, maybe we'll go to the daily time frame here, you can actually see that Jasmy has just been doing what the whole market has just been doing, right? Despite Jasmy being put into the innovation zone, whatever that means here, it's still behaving along with the market. So the main resistance that we are headed towards is $0.008 per Jasmy there. And as I mentioned already, Jasmy is just doing what the rest of the market has just been doing. If you want to take a look, for example, this is our and you can see this block of resistance. This here is the equivalence of something like $0.008 on the Jasmy price that you also have VChain doing the same thing here. You have Polkadot doing the same thing. Coins like Theta doing the same thing. You have got Ethereum Classic even doing the same thing. Scale Network doing the same thing. Basically, you also have got this one GST, USDT, basically doing the same thing. You also have Cardano, although Cardano is obviously like one of the biggest market leaders, right? So you can see that it's probably the only one which has managed to break above the resistance right here. You can also see Neo doing something like that with a knockback at that level, right? So coming back to Jasmy here, I expect that the price does what the rest of the market really has just been doing, and we have something like 25% to go ahead and reach that price target that we are looking at, the bigger resistance. Now, what happens when we get there is the bigger question, right? Are we finally going to be breaking this? Because as I mentioned already, this has got very big implications, right? Because if you want to take a look at this Jasmy price here on a weekly time frame, you can see that we've been following this falling wedge that you see here. Something like 4.5 cents is a good price target, and then we also have got 9, 10, 11 cents that are about right, with good indicators as well. Even the MACD on a weekly time frame, for the first time in the Jasmy history, you can see momentum on the MACD here. You can also see a very good RSI here. Obviously, it's getting into that oversold territory right here, but we are still sitting at 64 on a weekly time frame. This is really amazing, indicating that the Jasmy price is strong. But then again, what you still need for you to break and confirm that level is that $0.008 per Jasmy, right? So once you break and close above that level, the back test of this breakout that we had with the falling wedge is confirmed, and then you are looking at those bigger price targets that we were talking about, right? So for us to get kind of an answer as to what is going to happen there, we're going to take a look at the whole market here. We're going to be taking a look at the total market cap, and then you can see here that with the total market cap, we were anticipating a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Basically, we got that right, and you can see that same level of resistance right here, we managed to break above it, right? Had somewhat of a back test right, and then we continued even higher, right? And then we found resistance right here. So this is a leading indicator to say that, you know what, all those coins which are still sitting below their resistance, yeah, they may be knocked back a little bit, but then again, it's looking like it's more eventual that they are going to be breaking that resistance, finally heading to the upside, the same way the total market cap is doing. But then again, now if you want to exclude Bitcoin and just go with altcoins, including Ethereum, here you can see the same kind of Wyckoff accumulation pattern that we've been talking about. And look at what happened at that big resistance here. You chewed a little bit right here, knocked back a little bit, but then again, found strength to go even higher. And take a look at what is happening right here. We have had some, volatility recently, but as I mentioned already, that has just been a back test here, and we are looking set to even break higher than that. And I don't think that we're going to be stopping until we get to probably these levels right here. Let's see. Maybe we come back to these levels here at something like 900 something, And then if you want to go ahead and grab off a retracement too, we can actually see that those are interesting price. Let's grab it from the very top here to the very bottom of the structure, and you can see that that resistance almost comes into confluence with something like the 0.38 to Fib retracement level, which is a usual suspect when it comes to resistance. But at the moment, the good thing is we are just coming off of a support level, and we are looking to continue with minimum resistance. If you take a look at the left right here, so what will be happening with Jasmy during that time is we'll be fighting that resistance. If the rest of the market is doing really, really well, Jasmy will be rising like this. It may even get an knockback right here, but there will be enough strength to break this resistance, and then we will be headed for those higher price targets that I was just talking about. It's just not here if you're interested in trading, and if you want to be receiving a trade alerts, you can join my Patreon here. For example, I was posting yesterday this trade that you see here is already ripping up something like 50%, and this is just the beginning really. It's just been a few hours. You'll also be able to ask me about my opinion on your favorite altcoin. So I hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's quickly get back at the Jasmy price. You're taking a look at the all-time price section of Jasmy. Doesn't really look good, honestly. But then again, if you kind of zoom in here, as we always do, you can see that there is an amazing structure in here, which can actually be termed as a gold mine, in my own opinion, right, in my own language. But I want you to notice the kind of price section that happens down here, and obviously compare the structure to what Cardano was doing back then in 2018, 2017 thereabout. By the way, it's not only Cardano, right? There are a plethora of examples that I can give. For example, I can give Sia Coin, I can give Neo Coin, I can give Tron, I can give a whole bunch of examples. They were following this exact same structure in the bear market, including even Ethereum, which is the king of altcoins, right? And also, by the way, just to note, Ethereum also managed to crash something like 97% and more, actually. So, I mean, really, Jasmy cannot be blamed for crashing 99.9%, really. I mean, really, in my own opinion, there isn't much of a big difference between 99% and 97%, right? If you had $100 at the peak of the market here, at the bottom of the market, you had something like, $3 left maybe. With Jasmy, you have, a couple of cents, right? It's basically the same thing in my own opinion. But then again, that is a conversation for another day. What we are using these fractals, obviously, is to try and see if we can predict the time that this bear market is going to conclude. And as we have determined already, Cardano took something like 1,147 days, right? Ethereum in that same range, maybe shorter than that. Basically the same thing with all those structures, but I'll take a day and just go through all those examples one more time so that you can actually have an understanding, right? And also, by the way, someone was asking me or was telling me that Jasmy will never, do well because, of the dilution of the, coins there. Yeah, I understand that. But remember, we are not looking at the Jasmy price at this point. We are basically taking just a peep at the, fractal here in the Jasmy price, but I'm talking too much, right? Let's quickly get back to talking about the price targets, right? So with these examples right here, one thing that you can do and you can apply like equally on all these prices is to grab your Fib retracement tool from the very bottom, from the very top actually to the very bottom here. You can see with Cardano, you had something like a 2.618 Fib retracement level there. This price that really doesn't show it because the portal that I'm using fluctuates really. That's another disadvantage of using it. But it's on the grander perspective of things, I know exactly that it hit the 2.618. Even if you want to take a look at the market cap, it even went higher than that, right? So Sia Coin, which was not a very good performer, had something like a between the 0.5 and the 0.618 Fib retracement level. Again, this one fluctuates as well. Sometimes you see it hitting the 702 retracement level. And then we also have got many examples, right? Like Tron, we also have got Neo Coin, which is something like 702 Fib retracement level. So that is something to consider right there. Then we also have got Ethereum right here, bringing in something like 3.618. And in some cases, actually, if you want to take a look at, different charts, you can see it hitting the 4.236 Fib retracement level there, right? And sometimes, obviously, it depends on the accuracy of hitting the bottom right here. Sometimes we don't have time to do that, but this really was the best case scenario. And if you come back to Jasmy, just applying the same rules right here, grabbing your Fib retracement tool from the very top to the very bottom here, you can see that Jasmy is doing something here in the worst case scenario. Taking a look at the 0.618, you are looking at the 20-cent Jasmy, 702, 23, and then 786. The last retracement, you are taking a look at the 26-cent Jasmy, which I was saying that is one of the worst case scenarios that we have right here. When it comes to the best case scenarios, we are looking at Ethereum and Cardano, and then Cardano here did something like a 2.618. That's something like, 86 cents already, and the 3.618 was something like $1.20 for Jasmy. So this is the maximum that I see the price getting to. Is it possible to do that? I think it's really, really possible, because what you need to get as high as that is something like a 60 billion in market cap. Jasmy will have to do really, really well with their project and get the kind of network that they need. But as I said already, this is the best case scenario. Obviously, the best case scenarios are rare. So we are looking at, to be really, really conservative. This lower Fibonacci adjustment was actually really, really good in terms of multiples and gains as well, right? But the possibility is there. I mean, I've heard people saying that Jasmy will go to $1. And honestly, from a chart perspective, I see it. This is something that is really, really possible, right? But obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the next one. Take good care of yourself. Bye.